Hello, hello. How are you? Sam Tobit, Sound of Joy Music Services. Let me adjust this camera over a little bit. Uh, Okay, I can just verified that I am being heard. Still a work in progress here, so you'll be seeing me changing up this point of view, change to a different hoodie. This I did not sell through our online store, but as I observe other music content creators in this YouTube space. Everybody's rocking the hoodie look. And in these cold days, though it's a lot warmer now here in the East Coast than it has been, it does feel good to have a hoodie around you until I got to put on my headphones. But this is Sam Tobert, Sound of Joy Music Services. I wanted to once again share some of the changes. Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing, Micah Flemings? You caught me again in my testing mode, trying to see how I can improve on helping musicians become their best. I used to always post in my early days, I'm not trying to create clones of myself, but I want to be able to help a musician pull out all of that talent that is in them that it took me years to get out without help. But if I can be an assistance, a push, an inspiration through some of the techniques, not techniques, but some of the, well, techniques too, but some of the information that I had to go out and purchase, if I can share that freely in this format and get that next musician started faster than I did, then they can go beyond where I went. And I'll be showing you some of the new things. Doing good. What about me? I'm doing good. As I say, I've got my water here, so I'm staying hydrated. Um, I need to get some exercise today, and I will do that after this stream is done. Get in my daily exercise. I have an Apple Watch that keeps track of my exercise, and it lets me know when I'm not doing enough. But I stay up and down. But yes, I am for a 66 plus year old man. I wake up every morning and I'm glad that I can still breathe and I have no physical ailments. I can hop out of bed and take care of all of those necessary things to do before your whole day gets really going. And then come down here in my studio and get busy down here. And I saw that Pepsi can in the back. That's a no-no. I'm supposed to be drinking more of this. In fact, let me counteract that. But yes, how are you doing? One of the things I wanted to do with these live streams is to make sure that everyone is, if those who do come into the live stream, they get a chance to communicate with each other, especially when they're in different countries. I'm going to assume you're in the United States. That's a bad assumption. Just can't tell that by your last name. But if you're from a different country, let me know because I do look at my analytics and it shows me how many countries are actually viewing every time I post a video, and I'm encouraged when I see the counts begin to go up in certain areas of the world. It lets me know that I at least have an opportunity to share some information with a budding musician or perhaps someone who just likes to learn the actual gospel style. We're going to do some music too, and I'm going to share what's happening with my Patreon site. Patreon is a site that allows people to patronize an actual content creator to say that, hey, I can't pay you, but I can share something with you every month to keep you encouraged, to keep you going on, adding to your equipment, adding to your software services, adding to your ability to upgrade your content. It's just my way of saying, here's a little something to share with you. So I will do this since you're the only one, oh, that's 5 watching. I will share with you my Patreon page. One, two, three, four, five. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Forgive me for not paying attention to my own system. When you said you don't hear no volume, I said, let me look at see that I turn my mic on for this window. All right. Let me go back in time. See, I'm still working at this. This is my Patreon page. Patreon allows me to now bring that down a little bit. Patreon allows users to come and patronize content creators to be able to share in the production of what they're actually creating. For me, it has been creating music through the YouTube format for free, and then the views would help me to be able to get monetized. Hey, welcome. Get monetized, and then I would turn around and take that monetization and then purchase more equipment to be able to give a better presentation and content. Patreon allows people to willingly want to contribute in a very small monetary way, or some people really charging like, well, anyway, a monetized way, so that I can continue to upgrade the system and and give you more detailed content that perhaps YouTube would not allow me. When they don't like me doing a song that has copyrighted material in it, when they hear it, they let me know. They give me a slap on the wrist. There should be volume going through. I see it going through here. Let me verify on my side. Can I hear it? Hello, hello, hello. There should be volume going through. I see it going through. Okay, yes. I can hear it on my iPad. I can hear it on my iPad, so the volume sounds good. Let me Oh, okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure because I have messed up by not verifying that my microphone is being heard. Oh, okay, yes, and again, Patreon makes it possible that I need to perhaps invest in a better audio system. I'm going through an actual USB mic now. I've seen the mics the other content creators are using. I don't have that fund in place to be able to just get the microphone and the additional upgrades that would be necessary to be able to route it through the system. But I am looking at it and pricing everything out for 2023. But that's what the Patreon um, process is. You be able to share with the content creator for as long as you want to. You're not obligated to share. I'm using the $5 membership level. Will it go up? I don't know because I've got to see how well I'm able to keep giving content, not just what you've been seeing on my YouTube, but a much more in-depth version. What I found out today is I tried to load up a file that was too large, and I didn't realize that they had a limit on how large a file, which you can download. That file becomes your property. So I had to cut it into 4 segments just to get it all on. I said, okay, so this is something that I'm going to be learning. But that's the about for the membership. And this is where I thank you. I got the information that I wasn't being heard. For the membership, it's only $5 a month, but I wanted to make sure that you got your money's worth out of that $5. So I normally charge $45 for a musical consultation with Skype. I'm giving 2 free. You're getting 2 free consultations, and I'm not putting a time limit on it right now. Unless I had a lot of them, then I have to put a time limit. But for right now, a consultation means you do one-on-one with Skype, and I get to see you. You get to see me, speak to me I get to speak to you like I'm speaking to you right now, and then you show me what you sound like, where you're looking to go, what songs you want to work on, where you're having a problem. I would actually be able to do a one-on-one, and you get 2 of them, a one-on-one to help you either get out of the murk, like some musicians are, or I heard they say, oh, I'm stuck. Well, I can hear where you're stuck and then give you a consultation as to this is where you need to get unstuck. MIDI files, which I think is a great way for you to hear a lot of different songs, intros, approaches to it. Because I don't just do one style. It's gospel, yes, but I throw a lot of styles in there. And in the MIDI file, you can actually slow it down and still keep it in key and watch to see what's happening. You get access to those. I just uploaded 10 MIDI files. I probably got 100, and I can create a MIDI file basically within 10 minutes of any song once if it's one that I'm familiar with. And I think that was it, right? Access to breakdown of songs, MIDI files, and two one-on-one Skype coaching sessions scheduled in advance, of course, so I'll know what it is that you want in case I have more. So that's what I'm looking to do um, for the musician community and be able to um, get some more support so that I can go to the next level for 2023. What's currently on the site right now? I say I have two patrons right now, and they've got, and this was just posted today. Welcome, Brother Nelson and Brother Perry. Sorry if I did not acknowledge you. What was just posted today was a complete breakdown of Total Praise. Now I do have Total Praise on the YouTube page. I had to skirt the copyright laws, and they caught me, but that's okay because I wanted that information to get out there. But here, I was able to use the actual audio of Total Praise and do a complete breakdown of this is why this chord is put in this portion of the song. Here's how it sounds, and it was broken down for the um, for the player. The MIDI files, yes, the first 10 MIDIs that were placed on here, I have them right there. Let's see if I can extend this so you can see what they are, because I went and did different eras of music. You've got Anyway You Bless Me. That's the Hezekiah Walker version. You got Awesome God. I believe I put that one. That should be God is an Awesome God. Yep, that's the one there. Because He Lives. Bless That Wonderful Name of Jesus. That's a congregational song. I Won't Complain. I used to have I Won't Complain on YouTube, and they would not monetize that for me at all, even though they were running ads on it. So I finally just took the video off because they were running the ads. That was one of the earlier ones that I had on, probably 2009 I put that on. But I did do a follow-up lesson on YouTube of that song versus just me playing it. But this is an actual MIDI file of the style in which I played in. You get How Excellent Is Thy Name, the entire song. God Has Smiled on Me. I'm going to put that in your Changeover Gospel song. That's by James Cleveland. The Blood, which I also got hit on. That's by Andre Krauss. they came after me on that song. And I said, well, that's okay, because I understand the copyright infringement laws. When a studio gets involved and they own the music, they want to get compensated. Even though you put it up there as an encouragement for musicians, I understand that. Those are the laws that I got to play with. Can't Nobody Do Me Like Jesus. That's, again, congregational. I believe you got some drum patterns in that also. And I Give Myself Away. I put in a praise song because I realized that I can play any song that I hear. Of course, if it's a classical song, no. But if it's within the realm of gospel music, I can learn it. It's not an issue though. Oh, that's too hard. No, I just have to hear the key, the patterns, the progressions. If there's any singing, what the vocals are, both the lead, soloist, or the choir, and then I just put it all together. So I think there's some more. I did a physical breakdown to Total Praise, which means you got it written out. I can't show it here, but it's written out in longhand. I actually do the lyrics, the melody line, and the chords underneath as an actual lesson. This is all part of. This is what's currently on the Patreon site. Let's see. Oh yes, I did a breakdown also of "I Won't Complain." It's in a PDF form in the same format, lyric and the chords underneath. Because these are the songs that you, as a musician, you will run into, and it's nice to be able to have a reference. These are like things that you can leave in your, you can download into your phone or download into or print out and have with you if you want to keep carried in a booklet. And my gospel musician reference books. These I created back in 2010 and 2011, where you've heard me talk about it, where I show you these are all the chords that I play are in these books, along with, I think the first one is 34 pages of information for the beginner, intermediate, and advanced musicians. There's some organ information in there. And then I included workbook 2, which was a follow-on. I added some more chords in that one and some other stuff. I don't really push that one because you really need both books to be able to get the full grasp of what I was creating for church musicians back in 2009, 10, and like I stopped doing online lessons in 2012 because I wanted to get more into what I'm doing now here on YouTube, and the website cost was becoming too much for me to contend with because I was getting so many downloads. I was getting hit with the fees just went from like $20 a month to $99 a month. I said, gee, this is a free service. I can't be paying this kind of money for a free service. So I went straight to YouTube. As you can see, I've got majority of work now is done. Not really a course, but just asking for what I call viewer request, and then I'll give what the viewer wants in a nice packaged 8 to 10 minute video. And then of course this is an opening video sample content when you first come on to see what you're going to be looking at. And I've already changed the format. That's what I'm sort of semi-testing today. I've changed the way my lesson page looks. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it just for Patreon or if I may keep it this way for all the lessons. I'll let you see what I've done. You've seen what I have been looking like. This is the new format. Again, I pay attention to what all the other sites are doing, and this is kind of what they have in their presentation, which is keeping their basically head count up, or their actual viewership. Now I still wear headphones because I don't like to have I don't want to have audio from the amplifier commingling with the audio to the microphone. I like to keep them separate. I think I'm in the key of B flat now. So it's pretty much the same. I'm in a bigger picture. The chords in a different spots. And I was going to do I'm still writing songs. Not writing songs. Producing the songs I had written in the past. So I was already going to be changing one of my songs, the key to one of my songs. And kind of changing the formatting of the chords, because when you write a song in your past, you write it to your how can I put it, to how you were feeling about your chord structure at that time. Melody always stays the same, but the chords were built around an actual a specific sound. If it was back in the 80s, then I was trying to match the 80s sound. That's how I wrote it. But now that I'm in 2022 going to 2023, there's a whole different approach to sound now. Now I'm in the process of looking at, keeping the melody, but just updating the sound to match what's happening today. Today's sounds are more in the 1, the 6, the 4, and the 5. So when I was as we were looking at the song last night, I was sitting here at the keyboard, and if I was going to count today, it'd be this: down at the cross where my Savior died, down where from cleansing from sin I cried, there to my heart was the blood applied. Glory, minor, glory to His name. Did that to name? Glory to His name. So I rewrote the hymn, Glory to His name. Down at the cross where my Savior died, down where from cleansing from sin I cried, there at the cross, there to my heart was the blood applied. Glory to His name, glory to His name. So I'm looking to simplify the chords, to take out all that big band sound, basically, that I was using back then. I was very big on the real big chords. So these are the type of things that I'm able to actually visualize in my mind, first of all, and then go to the keyboard, look at the melody line, which is built on the scales. The entire song is built on the it was originally done in C, so I've lowered it down to B flat because I realized you don't have screaming choirs anymore. You have praise team members whose ranges are somewhat limited. So I have to look at that as, if I want to resculpt this song for this environment we're doing now with praise team, I've got to look at who's doing the leading. Usually it's a male voice or a female voice. Well, if it's a female voice, it's generally an alto. If it's a male voice, their ranges is from E flat to F, depending upon the song. So you can get away with B flat if they start low, like you hear me. Down at the cross where my Savior died. I'm down here, so I'm not the voice that will be leading this. Down at the cross where my Savior died. Yeah. Okay. So for a praise team that has a good alto and a good, rather a good soprano, that will fit them. They're not screaming at B flat. That's their highest note. Glory to His name. We'll throw that chord in there. What's that chord called? G7 plus 9, add 13. Yeah, I like these chords. Glory to His name. Now I gotta change. This is what I had. Anyway, questions? Don't let me monopolize. This is I believe, my live streams. I like to get everyone involved and communicating. Go because once I get playing, sometimes I can get lost when I'm playing. I'm watching the live stream now to make sure that my microphone is going through because I missed out on that before. You may want to ask, how do I know before I put my hands down what the chord is going to be? How do I know I want to play a B flat, E flat, F, and a B flat? I think about it. By the time my hand gets there, it's already formed the chord. If I want to do one of my strange chords, A major, B flat, A major, B flat, D, G flat, A. I can think about it. In my mind, I'm picturing where the notes are. And before my hand gets there, if I play a note wrong, I will hear it wrong. If I take off notes, what am I really doing? That B flat gives it, like, tension. Makes it mysterious. More tension. More tension. If you heard of the movie show Get Smart, so yes, I take everything I've ever heard musically, and I find another another place to use it. And I can resolve it into D major. Again, music is relative. Once you know your scale, your basic scales. And I just saw another website yesterday where another guy was touting the secret to music is learning the scales. So I had to subscribe to his page and let him know. Yes, I've been teaching that for years on my site. Once you know where the scales are, you can find all the chords and all the notes to any song you want to know. There it is. So I don't fear being in the key of D major because I know how many chords I can jump to. G flat or F sharp, B major or B minor, right? Right, B minor. G, F. And I realize that is what they want to teach you, which is okay. But they should tell you to do it up here. Major, minor, minor, right, minor, major, 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 minor, diminish, there we go, major, and E, minor, major, 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 diminish, diminish, major. Wow, that's the hard one. E has always been a real difficult key for me because I have to think in a different fingering for it. Now that I see where my fingering is, ah, nope, there it is. There it is, minor, seventh, B, there it is. E, I have to really think about. G sharp, or A flat, C, D, and E. Questions? I'm monitoring what's happening in the chat. So this is the Patreon page, and I probably will keep this page up for all future lessons. I'm always looking again to upgrade. I'm in a B flat mode and I'm playing in E. That's not fair to you guys because you need to be able to see what happens in the key of E. Key of E, key of E, key of E. It's like a guitar key, and I'm going to be doing this also, helping musicians to take advantage of all the different sounds that their keyboards can make. That's the guitar tuning. Is that right? There it is. Starts with E. And it's the same concept. It's just now you're thinking back and forth, forward, back. You only have 6 strings to work with, so you can't be playing 20 strings. sharp or A flat. Ah. B. Should know this. Yeah. Anyway, trying to do total praise in E with a guitar feel. B. Anyway, can this be used in a live setting? What do you mean by this, Jason? G. Oh, of course. If you want to get a male quartet group going, just get that. 4, 5, 1. 4, 5, 1. To the 6th. 1 to the 6th. 1. Um, you put a good speaker on any Casio and it'll sound like a motif. So everything is really based upon what amplification that you're actually giving it. The guitar sound won't sound good coming through cheap speakers. You have to have those speakers that can support the actual middle and the highs. And of course, different sounds, different speaker sounds, or different guitar sounds. Let's see, change my key. Oh, I can do it in E flat. Does the left hand movement work when playing with a band and a bass player? Um, yes and no. If you're in a piano mode, a lot of people say you shouldn't be playing bass, but a piano has the right because the piano has a sound a bass player can't emulate. But it has to be a good piano sound. It can't be a piano sound that has been layered together. I'm just pulling up my natural ground piano sound. Bass player cannot emulate that sound on a natural grand sounding piano because when people hear piano, they have to be able to recognize that it's a piano. So when you throw the piano up here, people can't recognize that sound because they want to be able to hear that sound. If you were to pull up any gospel song from the 80s and 90s, you will hear piano before you hear the bass because the piano led the songs. The piano started the songs. Let me see. That's the wrong one. What was that song that had piano? Call 'Em Up by Keith Pringle. Piano led that song. Dun, dun, dun. I want to say John P. Key. What song did he do that piano really? Well, let's go to Kirk Franklin. Joy, Joy. Hmm. There it is. There we go. So when the if it's a gospel song, bass player's got to wait his time to come in because the piano is supposed to lead you into everything that's happening in the song. Now, of course, today's realm, the piano is really layered with two or three different tones underneath. So now the bass player is needed to give a real bottom to that layer. But yeah, if you've got a piano playing, especially if he's doing in an actual band setting, you will see the piano guy turning up his volume because he wants his movements to be heard above that of the bass player. Now, if it's a song, of course, everybody has their part. But if it's like congregational song, that piano player he wants his rhythm of the lower register of the piano to be heard. I'm trying to imagine some of the songs that would of today's realm that's not guitar driven or guitar infused. But will the piano player be 100% bass throughout the entire song? No, he's eventually going to go to his chords. But in the beginning, it's like, hey, I got these notes. That is the lowest note on a piano. I'm actually using I just turn the octave. I have a 76 keys here. But the piano player wants to hear that bass. But a lot will be determined by how cohesive the musicians in the band are. Now they've got them all scattered. The band really should be together. I see some videos where they've got the drum and the bass player way across the stage from the keyboard player and the organ player. And I'm like, how can these guys, outside of wearing headphones and or earpieces and a talkback mic, know what each other's playing? So now you got everybody amplified and you can't hear the singers. So now you got to send the singers and all the instruments through the headphones. Everybody's getting deaf because of all the sound that's being pumped in. The human ear wasn't designed to hear everything, just frequencies. Even when I'm playing, I recognize that there's certain frequencies in songs that actually resonate within me. Like I can't stomach everybody's piano, but I can stomach the sound of a grand piano. This is the full grand. I can hear the bottom. But if you were to switch up and go to a tacky, now my ears are like, ooh. Mm-hmm. Now my ears are like, ooh, that don't sound right. But it is a sound that can be applied probably when an actual band setting. Now maybe you wouldn't want to put that lower note down there with a tacky patch. But the minute you start to layer, this is a layered piano. He'll want to hear that bottom note. You should know that drop down. Used to know that chain. What is that song that we use? And of course, when they get into the actual road sounds, then that changes. That changes everything. Mm. Mm. I'll probably get a copyright for that one, but yeah, something just flew into my eye. But yeah, that's the left hand movement. I stress, in fact, I encourage musicians to use the entire keyboard. Now, if you're in a band setting and you're doing a pre-designed song that says you don't go into this range, then you don't do it. But I encourage musicians to you have 88 keys. You're supposed to use all 88 keys. Find a place where you can fit that 88th key in because that's why it was placed there. Very few instruments are going to be up in this range, but a piano. And learn to the touch of what these keys, especially from a piano player, what you can do. I'm an advocate for piano players. Hey, welcome, Trayman. One of our calls recognized Jeffrey came in. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have. I'm more or less having a session here with everyone. See if I can go back to my live page. So the the whole music atmosphere that can't be created by musicians is only second by the singers who need more than one person to set that atmosphere. Now, if you got a tremendous singer, after a while they're going to run out of breath, run out of air. Their vocal cords are going to become stressed. But when you're a musician, if it's not for within the actual wind family or brass, even a string musician arms will get tired after a while. Those of us that are in the electronic age or in the acoustic age, we can play and change on the fly where they got to think about what they're going to do and see whether or not it's within their range. Again, I can go up here and not even think about going up there where another instrument, a vocalist will never hit this range, but the piano can. And yes, technology has allowed us to venture into the range of other instruments. I'm sure they don't like it, but that's what technology does. If I wanted to sound like where is it now? I know it's in there. Like a violinist. Our violinist will tell me that's not how a violin sounds. Can you do a viewer request for me? Where's that faithfulness in the key of E flat, please, and thank you. Yeah, sure, I can do that. A actual violinist will say, but that's not a violin. That's not how a violin should sound, and they're absolutely right. It's not. But to a person who have never heard a violin before, if I was their first introduction to a sound of violin, they would say, no, that's how a violin should sound. Grady slash faithfulness in E flat. Let's do it with a quartet. I love the quartet sound of violins. When I was in the jazz band, we would all have a concert key to tune up in, and that was usually B flat. That's the note I wanted. Alright, I cheated on there. I didn't let you see what I was doing. So now I gotta do it over again. hope you didn't mind it being on with strings. There is um, as I say, a lot of musicians do not take advantage of other sounds on their instruments besides piano and the vibes and the pads. You can create an orchestral atmosphere and still get the same point across to those that are actually listening. Can you give me some Canton spiritual sounds or songs on piano? I play them on guitar, but I'm learning piano now. Canton spirituals. Canton spirituals. I have to let me pull up Canton spirituals and see what some of those songs are. Canton spirituals. I'm gonna cut down my mic so that YouTube doesn't hear me playing it. I want to hear what the Canton spiritual sounds. Okay, I'm not up on the Canton spirituals, so I'm going through some of their songs on Facebook to see if there's anyone on there that I can remember that I've heard of that I could show you. Cause um, wow, none of these songs are hitting my. Oh boy, why am I not? Okay, let me look at "Fix Me Jesus." That may be one that I can trigger. Let me shut down my microphone so that they don't hear me playing it. Ah, yes, I know this song. "On My Way Home," and they're doing it in D. Let me switch to my piano sound. Let's pick a basic piano. Natural. On my way home, my way home, on my way home, on my way home, on my way home. Fix it, Jesus, fix it like you said you. So that's that actual quartet sound. If you're going to switch to piano, you got to give that bass. The bass has to match what you would hear from a actual bass player. For those who count you being the one, and it's the recording I heard is playing it in D. That's why I'm in D major. Let me switch over to D major on the Chordy app. Because if you're doing with tenors or male choruses, you go wherever their voices go. On my way home, Lord. on my way home. As you can see, when I got to G, that means I have a license to go get everything that's in G. Going back to D. B minor. On there. So that's going to get you right there. To the minor. So you're going to use that same concept for whichever, goodness, I've known that song for years. I just had to see I didn't know where it came from. I knew somebody, the male chorus, wanted to sing On My Way Home. Let's see if there's another one I can pull from that same list. Mississippi Poor Boy. Don't know what that is. Let me listen to that. All right. Yeah. Like I said, guitar players, they love E. And this song, Mississippi Poor Boy, you got two chords, E minor and A minor. As I say, once you understand where the melody is, they're not in a major, they're in a harmonic minor. Which means you got to change your whole chord structures. And really, what are they doing? If you're looking at the C, if you look at the C major scale, All these chords are in the C major scale. You're just leaving off all the other notes. But then when you go to the A minor, that's also in the. It's just a matter of omitting the notes that they're not using. So now you go right here. So when you want to start doing all the little tricks that are in there, if you're doing this, that's like being in G major, because there's a G there. Yeah. As soon as I started hearing it, I'm going, wait a minute. When they start that. I said, yep, they're in a E minor, which means G and C. That's a G major chord, G major scale, but they're in E minor, which means they have access to all the notes that are in this range of all the chords in this range. Okay, here's another secret. G major is E minor. Depends on where you start. Same notes. G major, that's G major. If you use those same notes, but just start on the E, now you're in E minor, which is why you can borrow the chords in that G scale. It's a matter of, again, the bass notes are in the same scale. No, not that note. It's got to be down here. Just those two chords and all the stuff that you can do, the tricky stuff. Let's see if I can find you one more of the Canton spirituals. Let's see, Mississippi Poor Boy. I'm going to have to say Searching has got to be one of those songs you also do. Let me shut down my mic so that YouTube does not pick it up. All right, searching has got some. Searching has some. They be sneaking chords on you. Mm, mm. D resolve. Mm, mm, C D C sharp. There it is. F sharp. Then resolve to A natural. To D E to E. No, E to D and to A. And then turn around on the C sharp. Bum 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 bum. Yes. Searching, you're gonna be in a F sharp minor. Follow the chords in F sharp minor. Mm, duh, mm. What major scale is that? Which major scale is that? Oh, I gotta find the major scale that mimics. It's not B major. Nope, it's not A. Nope, it's not G. It's not E flat. How many notes? Nope. If I just go natural. A major. Nope, not A major. Yes, it is A major. So that's the scale. If A F sharp minor is A major. Okay, so that's why those chords are fitting right there. Then go back to A major. Here it is. Just switch over to C sharp to take it back into the A F sharp minor. All right. Okay. Hopefully, I've given you some insights. Which is what I try to do is to once I can listen to a song, I want to hear the key it's in. Number one. Then I want to hear what path they using, which is the chords. Then when I know the path, I'll know which scale to apply to it, and do they change? Which in this song is what they do. They go to that minor, and then they go back to the major, which is what happens in quartet sound. There's always going to be a minor in there. It's kind of a, I want to call it a dark tone, but a minor chord is a dark tone. Major tone is a happy tone. That's kind of a sad tone. But blues is like that. But then if you listen to today's CCM songs, they use that same format. You're going to get a minor, a major, and a major, and a major. So it's going to go with the path of a CCM song. They'll be in the major. Then I'll go to the minor. Then I'll go to the major. No, major. There we go. The 1, 4, 6. Four. Trying to count the numbers in in A major. Here's a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. There we go. I hate the number system. I have to hear it, the path that is being applied to it, and then it makes it easier for me to find that path and add to it or take away from it, whichever way I decide to go. I want to thank those who have come in. Didn't want to be this long, but again, whenever you start asking me questions about music, I have to go and give you an answer to the best of my ability. And if I don't know the answer, I will do the legwork and I will search for it. Tremon, I gave you Great Is Thy Faithfulness with a string quartet. I didn't know if you wanted it with a string quartet, so I'm going to go back to my piano mode and give you Great Is Thy Faithfulness as my closing number. I always do a closing number when I do a live with a traditional piano. I'll go with, I use the full grand piano. That way it sounds like you're in a concert hall. Great Is Thy Faithfulness, and that'll bring this stream to a close. Thank you all for spending again some time with me on a Friday evening. All right, Great is Thy Faithfulness. Did it as a solo piece, and not as started it off as a hymn, then finished it off as a concert solo piece. Again, letting you know that every note on your instrument, every key is open for you to use once you know how to reach it musically and what you want to project with it. I've been looking at your channel for a few days. Just subscribe. We'll be checking out your older content as well. God bless. Jason, yeah, over 1,200 videos. I think the last count was 1,257. If you add this one, it'll be 1,258. So you'll be seeing some of the later stuff has this format. This is the last 2 years. My earlier years, I was building my system to be able to do what I'm doing right now. But thank you for subscribing. Always glad to have subscribers. Um, as I say, you will find that a lot of my music is tailored to help musicians to grow. Even in my playing that last song, I want musicians to understand I didn't just start playing. I wasn't one of those gifted young people that sat down to a piano and all of a sudden music came out of him. I had to work to listen. My ear is, I won't say second to none, but I'm relative pitch. If I can hear a song and get to a piano, I'll figure out what is being done musically because I have absorbed not just from listening, but from reading books and getting my theory in place as underneath me musically, music wise, so that I will know the difference between a sharp and a flat, and a major and a minor, and a dominant seventh and a augmented. And that those I got out of books. I could hear it but couldn't tell you what it was. Now I can hear it and somewhat tell you what it is, but I use the electronic stuff to spell it out in the basic theory standpoint. But I do appreciate everyone who has come in. I want to acknowledge those. I always do this. Micah and Mal Tetone, Cedric, uh, Candido Alcatera, Cedric Perry, Nelson, Nathan Nelson, Jason, of course, you're going to be watching my channel, your new one, Baby Fresh, Jeffrey Boyle, Tremon. I think that's everyone so far who has acknowledged that they were on this page. Thanks for coming in. Again, I'm all about helping musicians get beyond where I am. I'm in a mode now where, although I'm still instructing, but I want to get back into creating. As you see, I've got three of my, um, between 2021 and 23 productions, which are songs I have written that I have put to soundtracks and hired singers online. I'll be doing that in 2020. You're supporting my channel by liking the video, by viewing it, by sharing it, helps to me to become more monetized so that I can use that money and turn around and create productions. And what I generally do is I take you through that production. You will see me creating the track. You will see me doing the sheet music. You will see me involving a singer's voice onto a track and then building a music around it so that you can see the process in which I use, which hopefully will encourage you to step out and do the same thing. I want to hear what's in you musically. And if I can help be a guide, a reference, a resource, in the sense that I can direct you what instrument you should be using for that sound. Don't want to take over your music, but if I can direct you into this sound might be appropriate with this voice. I'm still learning that also, um, and how to approach it. And sometimes what may sound good to me might not sound good to the next person, but I just want to be able to present something that the next person can take and say, I can do it this way and that way. And that's what I want to hear. Everyone's, what's built inside of everyone's psyche, especially in the music world and in the gospel music world. And I've often said, if I don't stop talking, I won't stop talking. Thanks for watching. And as we're approaching the, as I call it, the date change of a year, the year 2023, we're all looking to be better as we get older and as we mature. And certainly, if I can help any musician to be a better musician with instructions that I may give or that you may get from another site, I have no problem recommending another site if my style is not to your cup of tea. Because certainly, YouTube has hundreds, if not thousands, of competent, well trained musicians that I'm also learning from. But thank you again for coming in. This has been Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services, and I live under the scripture Psalms 101, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Take care, everyone. Be blessed.